Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Aperitif podcast. Today we've got Dan McGeorge here from Vetch Restaurant in Liverpool. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
No worries, you alright?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Ready for a glass of champagne already? Why not?
Can't wait, to be honest.
Love it, mate. As always on Aperitif, as is tradition now, we're going to have a glass of champagne to start. First ever rosé we've had on the podcast.
Is it?
Yeah, so treating you, mate. Get your feminine side out.
Cool.
So
Can't wait.
So Champagne Sadie Malo, one of our producers. So this is a Premier Cru champagne, which is an assemblage. So basically they make a white Chardonnay with bubbles, champagne, and they make a still red wine aged in old Burgundy oak, and they blend that together to give it the sort of colour and the richness. So it's 90% Chardonnay, 10% Pinot Noir from one of our producers in the Do 6 portfolio. So, yeah, a little bit of rosé to start the podcast, mate. So cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Raise a glass to that early on Tuesday morning. Thanks, mate. Or Friday afternoon when this goes out. I'll give the secrets away, mate.
Who knows?
Who knows? I've changed my jacket, mate. No one will know.
I know.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, lovely job, boy. So there's a reason. There's a reason I've chose this wine as well a little bit. Bit nerdy and a bit sucking up to you a bit here, mate. It's a bit weird this, but basically, what I did with this was I was looking at, obviously we're going to talk about Great British Menu.
Yeah.
Because it's a big part of what you've done in your career as well, mate. But I looked at the dish, obviously, that you won with your dessert dish, and I thought, do you know what, that would pair pretty nicely with Give a Dog a Bone. Bit of sweetness, bit of backbone.
Yeah.
Rosé champagne with desserts is sort of something that I really enjoy as well. So there is a little bit of a reason why I pulled that out this morning for us as well, though. So there we go, mate.
You're sucking up to me already.
There we go. Sucking up to you already, pal. So brilliant. So yeah, Vetch Restaurant, Liverpool, pretty new sort of venture for you, mate. Tell us a little bit about
Well, very new, really, to be honest. It's like we've been open for like 6 to 7 months.
Right.
Yeah. I wanted to open it last year.
Right. Okay.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. For what reasons? Just
I couldn't find anyway. We actually nearly signed on a different place, which not a lot of people know about, but it was in the wrong end of town.
Right. Okay.
It's still in the centre of like Liverpool, but.
Because where's the place? Where's the current place? Whereabouts in
so we're on Hope Street.
Right, okay.
So it's like the Georgian Quarter.
Yeah, so for people that don't know Liverpool, that's sort of just on the outskirts.
Yeah, on the outside by the big cathedrals.
Right.
Well, like in the middle of both of them.
Yeah, nice.
In the theatre part and stuff like that. It's a lovely part of town.
Yeah.
Nice and chill. Not too many drunk people about.
Not too chaos.
Yeah.
So you nearly signed a lease on a different place?
Yeah, so we actually were in the final stages of about to sign for it. We had people come out looking at the kitchen, like where it was going to be. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
And then realised this doesn't feel right and it's going to cost me an absolute fortune,
right.
Which I didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good decision in the end, mate.
Yeah, good decision. Like we're self-funded, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is
good effort.
Bold.
Good effort. Yeah.
But yeah, so Vetch, we're like a small, intimate, fine dining restaurant, but we're really casual.
Yeah, cool.
We want to just like do away with all the misconceptions of like food and fine dining, like where it's really stuffy.
Yeah,
where it's so chilled.
And does that suit Liverpool as a city?
Do you know? I think it does, because there's a lot of places around us that are like more.
A little bit more formal.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Because you've got a few places obviously like popped up in the last couple of years in Liverpool, haven't you?
Yeah, Liverpool's having a good resurgence of like restaurants and stuff.
Your Belzans and your Manifest and all them sort of stuff, and
they're all sound as well. To be fair, they're all like really like well done and like good look and stuff.
Yeah. That's what you need.
There's a little bit of community.
Yeah, you need
that's what you want. Yeah.
You've got places obviously like the art school and stuff that's obviously more traditional in style.
Yeah, that's like really formal compared to us. Like
formal, yeah.
It has its place.
Yeah, of course
they wear white. They wear white gloves and
and they've been doing it
bowler hats, and we don't. But he's a top guy.
Yeah, cool.
Just get that in there just in case.
If you're listening, Paul,
I know,
top guy. No, smash it, mate. So Vetch, what's the name? What's that come from?
So it's actually a wild form of like a pea plant. Yeah, people think we're a veggie restaurant. A bit of oversight by me calling it that, but
see, I'd never heard of that before.
Yeah, so it's just like a wild pea plant. You can eat them, but not a lot of them.
So where's that inspiration come from?
Do you know what?
Did you find out about that? Like, is it just
really silly? Is the only reason it's there is because I could put a logo to it.
Right, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Because I can do like nice little leaf thing for it. It's made it easy to do a logo.
Nice.
Rather, I didn't want to call it anything like Restaurant Daniel McGeorge or something like that. It's like
why not? Mackey's.
To me, There's definitely a lawsuit there, isn't there? Bit pretentious of call it after myself. I'm not.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. No, I like it. Cool. So yeah, so how many covers? Small.
So 26 covers.
26, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
so we're really small.
Yeah. Lunch and
dinner.
Yeah.
4 days a week. So like.
Dinner and tea, really. We're north, aren't we?
Yeah.
Dinner and tea.
Yeah. I have to remember that, like.
I know, yeah.
When you go and work in country house hotels, they don't call it tea.
Oh, no, yeah.
Tea means afternoon tea, and it's like really confusing. But yeah, no, we're like a small, intimate restaurant,
Nice,
like casual atmosphere.
Yeah.
One of the things someone said, which is they meant it as an insult, I take it as a compliment, is that they thought it was like a cafe.
Nice.
Well, do you
great.
know, like
that's the vibe you want, obviously.
we're going for casual. And they were like, it's like a cafe. But it doesn't look like a cafe. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to a cafe, you're going to a cafe like this, then
well,
I want to know where you're going.
This morning for my breakfast cost me £9 for a bacon butty. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's quite expensive.
Unbelievable.
It must be good bacon, though.
Oh, I don't think it was.
No.
Cheshire countryside, yeah, flipping heck. But yeah, that's a compliment to you, because you're trying to get that environment.
In a way, yeah, it's like they must thought it was. Yeah, it was a little bit, but I mean.
But it's not silver service. You're not white tablecloths.
No, we're not. No tablecloths. Like we do the same care and attention and the same like service that you get. But
and that's where I think fine dining is evolving to now as well, isn't it? Because the consumer want that. The modern consumer want that.
The whole thing's got to change.
Yeah. Super stuff, mate. And Liverpool's sort of getting that vibe as well, and it's welcomed you all with open arms, and
I think so.
Yeah.
It's getting there. Do you know?
I'll be honest, mate. I don't know Liverpool obviously as well as Manchester for me personally. So, but I've seen things pop up recently, and you see the culinary scene really grow and evolve, and it's great to see. Obviously, places like yourself popping up and doing well and things. And don't take this the wrong way, but surviving the first 6 months, it's all about survival, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a tough gig,
Tell me about it.
When you're self-funding it as well, mate. Yeah. Like, fair dues, fair play.
It's not easy, but everyone knows it's not easy now. Exactly. And I think a lot of people are more forward with saying that it's not easy.
Yeah.
But
more happy admitting that it's a tough gig. Like,
yeah.
Fair enough, mate.
Just need a bit of money.
Just need a bit of money.
Yeah.
Any investors listening, come in.
I know, yeah. Just phone me,
yeah. Love it, mate. Love it. So let's roll it back. Let's roll it back to your early sort of days in a kitchen, or not, as the case may be, and now you got involved in becoming a chef and your time training really. So college, uni, what was your route in?
I actually went to, I did like sixth form, then went to uni to do study law.
All right, okay.
Which is really a big step to go from studying law and going, I'm going to be a chef.
Yeah, that's a different.
So do you know what? I did it for the wrong reasons.
You did law for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Law, not cooking. Couldn't be sat here now going, I'm cooking for the wrong reason. Yeah. The money's not that good.
I'll definitely like.
But yeah, it's.
So you called your law career or not, or studies off?
Well, so I was doing like first year, and I was actually doing my last exam for that first year, and I was just like, this is not for me. Why am I even sat here?
Right.
I'm studying something that I struggled to stay awake in.
Yeah.
Whether that was too much partying or just didn't enjoy it. Who knows?
Maybe, mate. What year did you go to? What was that?
So Edghill.
Edghill. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. The wife went to Edghill.
Yeah.
She's a teacher.
Yeah. It's a nice uni.
I had a few parties in Edghill as well. There you go. Not too many because I didn't study there.
It's a bit younger than me though, aren't you? But yeah, so when I went there, I was like, study law. Did it because my cousin's a solicitor.
Right, okay.
He's quite successful.
Right,
making a bit of money. He's driving around in a Porsche, and I'm like, that looks good, doesn't it?
Why not, mate?
And then I was like, it's not for me.
Shit.
And then just like walked out in my exams and didn't know what I was gonna do for. Well, luckily I had
first year. This is first year.
First year, yeah. Okay. I'm not as bold to walk out in last year.
Not fully bold.
I think some people would have a question about it. Well, luckily it was back when it was cheaper, anyways.
Okay. And parents involved with that decision or not? Or?
No, I don't think they didn't have a chance to say anything. I thought they walked out and phoned and said, "I'm not coming back." And
why not?
Went travelling around Europe for a month.
Love it, mate. Love it. So you left. So yeah, you left Edghill. Didn't fancy law. Went travelling.
Yeah.
Working whilst travelling or just pure travelling?
No, just pure travelling around Europe. Went with a couple of friends. So name a place in Europe, and we probably went there.
Everywhere.
Yeah, so we went on like the trains, went round.
Ah, nice, mate.
Some stories I probably can't say and stuff like that, but
save them for the green room, mate.
Yeah,
don't worry about that. Right, so you still not got into cooking yet then? So how did you get involved in that? come back and...
I don't know. I got involved with it. To be honest, I was going to join the police.
Right.
Which seems really... It's random now that I'm a chef, but when I was doing law, it seems a bit more like in this similar direction and stuff like that. But yeah, so there was no jobs. I don't think there's ever...
No jobs in the police?
No, I don't think there ever is, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's political. We ain't doing that, are we?
No, we're not talking about that. That's a different podcast. That one. Mank and a Scouse in the room. We can talk politics all day if we want, but let's not.
Yeah. But so then it was like, I do cooking.
Yeah.
I liked cooking. I wasn't very good at cooking.
Right.
If I'm being honest.
Family influences or not?
No, not really. My mum and dad aren't really that good cooks.
Big bowl of Scouse,
yeah,
that's it, I think.
Bowl of Scouse, and I think she only started doing fish pies and stuff when I was in college. So it's the normal stuff you get to eat when you're growing up.
So no real sort of food heritage.
No, not really.
Anything.
It all seems a bit random when I say now I'm a chef owning a fine dining restaurant with no background, none of this.
Love it.
Me nan used to cook this food and stuff like that. I don't have their backstories, but just found a passion for it.
Right. Okay. And that came from what? Just then going to college to study it, or what? What did?
So when I went to college, I actually didn't know anything about the fine dining side of it. That never even entered my mind.
So cooking college, for those that don't know, for me that doesn't know, what does that entail in terms of the training of that?
You go in and you learn basic recipes.
Right, okay.
You learn how to make
so I remember
stews
food
and
tech
bolognese
at school, but
and stuff. It's literally like stews, bolognese, and
okay.
You make a bit of pastry. You might make a gatto or something like that. Not all completely relevant in what you do in the day-to-day work life as a chef,
but it gives you that basics.
But it gives you the basics and the understanding of certain things. Yeah. You do a lot of the classical stuff, which is really good.
Yeah.
But you don't get any inside, the kitchen type thing.
And so you get, was your passionate sort of passion come out pretty much straight away then when you started cooking in college? Or what, or?
I don't think I was very good, to be honest.
No.
No,
okay.
I think I was pretty. I was average. I don't say I was. I don't think I was shit. I probably. I weren't the best.
Yeah. It wasn't you didn't go in and think straight away. Right, this is me. This is my thing.
No, I didn't go in and I wasn't whipping out soufflés straight away. Or anything like that. I was going in and just about getting by.
Getting through. Right.
But I was learning, and I think that's one of my strengths is that I want to learn. When I learn something, I want to keep going and keep growing. And I think that's where I went with it, and just steadily building.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, so you've gone to college now. You've realised that this might be your thing. What happens next? You get a job? Do you go and volunteer? You get placement? What
so I applied for loads of jobs.
Right, okay.
Didn't get any.
Right, so you've left college. Applied for loads of stuff.
No, actually, still in college. So
right.
I was working in a supermarket.
Yeah.
Morrison's.
Nice. Mozzes. Good old Mozzes.
Yeah, just stocking shelves and stuff like that.
Not even on the deli counter, mate?
Not even on the deli counter.
Oh, mate, not even
I didn't even get it. I wasn't that good at cooking, But yeah, I was just stocking shelves, and I was I need to actually get something in the industry I'm possibly going to go in.
Enough,
So yeah, I applied for loads of jobs, pubs, even ones over the road from me that definitely didn't cook anything fresh, and I didn't get the jobs. And then I was like,
how old were you here then? What, 18, 19?
So I would have been 19, going on 20.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll apply for the job that I know I'm not going to get. But I was like, I've got nothing to lose at this point. I was just do you know what? If I apply for it, didn't even know about the place, didn't even know what rosettes or anything were. And I was like, I'll apply for it. Looks all right. Looks like they do some fancy stuff there. And then, didn't get the job.
Right.
But got offered a different job,
right,
part-time, coming in and help out and stuff like that.
Oh, fair enough. So because you applied for that job that, was maybe above your experience at the time, but they've seen it and gone, you know what, let's give this lad a go type thing. And where was that at?
Yeah,
what was that place?
So that was Thornton Hall.
Thornton Hall?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Where's that on?
It's in the Wirral.
On the Wirral. Oh, okay. Thornton Manor is...
Yeah, it's literally round the corner from there.
We were supposed to get married at Thornton Manor and then it burned down. That's a podcast itself. Flipping heck. So it's up there that around the world. Nice part of the world.
It is really nice. Yeah. A bit of a drive from Liverpool,
Yeah. under the bridge, or you have to go
You
round
go
or
through
what?
the tunnel.
Or through the
like,
tunnel.
Yeah,
Under
that
the bridge. What
cost me.
does that mean?
I know.
How
Yeah.
do you go under a bridge?
We-
On a boat.
yeah.
Under a bridge. But yeah, going through the tunnel every day.
Yeah, through the
trek
tunnel every
down
day
there.
and like finishing at like 11, 12 at night and driving back and then coming back the next day. It was
While still at college.
while still at college
long
and then
days,
while
mate.
still trying to enjoy myself because I was still going
That
out at
age,
that point.
yeah, of course, mate.
You just want to be out, don't you?
Yeah. So Thornton Hall then as a place, was that like a country
like-
home type thing, or what?
It's like a
or-
country house hotel,
Right.
but a bit more modern. A lot of weddings
Right,
and stuff
okay,
like
yeah.
that. So I learned a lot
So you learned
there.
a bit of a trade.
Yeah,
straight
I
away then?
learned
Yeah.
probably everything there.
Right. Fair enough.
Like every side of it,
Yeah.
which was good.
Yeah.
But I just- you know when it's time that like,
Yeah.
I was burning the candle at both ends, and I was
You're still a young lad. You're
Still
are you living in
young.
the city? Are you living at home or what?
so I
or-
was actually, I think one of the catalysts for it was I've moved out of me parents,
Yeah.
and then we moved into like a house like with me and me mates, like some big like 5-bedroom
Ah,
house,
nice.
which
That
in a
pious.
nice.
Student digs or what? Like,
Nah,
or
it's a
just like-
proper house.
Nice.
I don't think the neighbours enjoyed us being there, but I don't even know how we got it.
Five
like,
lads, 20-year-old.
Yeah, it had a cinema room and stuff like that. And we were like
Nice, mate.
balling as a 22-year-old.
Yeah, damn right.
And then it was like, obviously we're going out.
Yeah.
They were in uni, so they were
Yeah, of
like,
course. They live the
up
uni
all, like,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Like you're in college and working and right. fair
and
enough,
then
mate.
still trying to do the uni
yeah,
lifestyle,
still trying to
Yeah.
party and keep up with the lads.
burning the candle at both ends,
Yeah.
which I think everyone does
Yeah, of
at
course you do,
some
mate,
stage.
Yeah, of course, mate, of course, mate.
And
So-
then, yeah,
So Thornton Hall then, you what? So you, because you work in the White Street College, so it wasn't a full-time job, but
no. So I worked there like part time, like 2
Yeah.
days a week. Then they offered me full time after I
Right,
finished college.
okay. So
So
they
they-
offered you a gig.
We had a
fair enough.
conversation. It was like, you can go back to college or you can come and work here. You'll probably learn more here.
That's
But I
what
don't
it
know whether he just wanted me to work there
is.
full time.
Yeah, get a
or-
little cheap member of staff.
Yeah. But nah, do you know what? I learned loads there, and that's probably
fair enough, mate.
the
Love
best
it.
decision I made.
Best decision you made was
Yeah.
to go and work for there full time and
Yeah.
right, nice mate. So how long did you stay at Thornton Hall for?
So I was
then?
there for about 3.5 years.
Oh, right, okay, so
Yeah.
you did a decent length there.
The
decent
first
stint.
time, but that's a different story over when we
Right,
get back.
okay.
So
Right.
the first time for 3.5 years, and then I'd kind of had enough.
Right.
I don't know if I had enough of cooking or enough of that like
The place or
place or trying to do everything like burning the candle at both ends
Right.
type thing. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You need a break.
it's like yeah.
Mix it up.
So I looked at the police again, didn't I?
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So
then,
had you lost your passion then, or is
I
it more
think
just
maybe
like
I'd lost a bit of passion. Yeah.
other influences just making you think, do you know what, this is a tough
Yeah.
gig, I'm not feeling it necessarily.
When you've got like your mates going out and asking you to come out and you're like, oh, I can't, I'm in work
yeah,
on a Saturday.
yeah,
And then when you're younger, you're like, ooh,
yeah, no, fair
there's
enough,
maybe
mate.
something else out
Yeah,
there.
especially when you're living with four lads, it's like yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
So you
they
thought,
keep you
yeah,
going.
let's go try the police again.
Yeah,
And how did
probably
that
not
go?
the best move though, is it really? If I just wanted to stay out and go out with
Yeah,
mates, it's
go out
not.
on the piss
Now that I
back,
look
yeah.
back, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really work, does it? The
Contradicts
logic
yourself,
back then
but-
worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, went to do that and did like PCSO type thing,
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
and but worked for free.
So you were just a
uh,
grass for 10 weeks.
Yeah, top grass for 10 weeks. That's why I'm not in it anymore. Yeah. Do you know what? I was like, when I was doing it, I was like, this doesn't
not
really
for
go
me.
down well, does it?
Love it. So, but you give it a go.
Give it a go,
obviously,
but I ended up doing
then
more
just
work, didn't I? Because I was doing that and working still. And I was like,
So
this
you're
is...
still working at Thornton Hall whilst doing your PCSO sort of
yeah, still
training
working.
thing whilst fuck, right, fair enough.
Still doing me 80 hours a week,
So
and then
candles like
doing
well and truly burnt out now. mate.
20 hours a week, and
Yeah.
then still trying to think,
Right.
this is definitely worth it. I've got to go out as well. I needed to like take a step back.
Right, fair enough.
So took a step back. I left that
Yeah.
top grass job. It wasn't even a job. I didn't even get paid for it. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
so
like
just training,
just
like
like
thing.
grassing on people. I didn't grass on anyone.
Class. Love it. Oh,
Um,
funny mate. Oh,
I
your
just
mates now
basically,
listening thinking,
stood there, just like what's going on?
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah.
So you realised that wasn't for you then?
Wasn't for me.
Right.
And then I left.
Back to the kitchen or back to staying at Thornton Hall?
I was still in the kitchen, weren't I?
Yeah.
But I mean, I left Thornton Hall, went to work.
In terms of mindset, was you then like, I'm gonna focus on my career in cooking, or was you still a bit like not?
I was
really
still
know
on
what's
the
going
on the border of it. I didn't really know what I wanted.
Right, fair enough.
I was 24 or 23, 24. Do you know what I mean? Like
exactly,
most people don't.
No. Who does? Do you ever know? You know, I don't know.
No, probably not. Still think about it now.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
But yeah.
So from there, then, what was your next step? Did you go travelling again? Did you get a different job? How did you get yourself back on track in terms of cooking's what I want to do?
So that whole process probably took about 2 years for me to figure out. So what really happened was I left Thornton Hall. I went and got a job as somewhere else for a well-known chef.
All right, okay. The chef that cannot be named, or what?
It could be named Simon Rimmer.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
Sunday brunch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Worked for him for a bit, and like the new
like one of his pubs or something.
Yeah,
like
one
that,
of the pubs. So they were working with a company and opening like new pubs and stuff like that. And I went into like part of opening team, but to stay as well long term. But it wasn't for me. I'm not into. I love burgers and I love steak and I like eating it and stuff like that. But
want to cook that sort of
cooking it day
classics.
to day was just not for me. I just found it a bit
exciting.
monotonous and boring. So I did that for like 6 months and then left there and thought I'm going to give it a proper go now.
Right. So now you're thinking,
Yes.
this is
in my head I was thinking this, but what materialised wasn't. In my head I was thinking, let's give it a proper go. So I took a job in Bath Priory, down in Bath.
How'd you get to Bath from Liverpool? Like, what? Did you see a job?
The
or
M6.
What, or? A good one. Then he got under that bridge.
Yeah.
He went under that bridge again.
So I was just looking for something different, and I was like, do you know what?
Right.
I think I need to step out.
You just saw a job advert and just thought.
Yeah, saw the job advert, thought step out my comfort zone, going somewhere else.
Yeah. Bit different to Liverpool, but
very different to Liverpool, especially when I was still young and like that's like a big change. Yeah. So I did that for 6 months. Questionable places where I lived. Yeah. In the fact that I lived with a random family. Lovely family.
Well, like digs, like a footballer, like living in digs when in the 90s when they travel up.
She used to be washing and everything.
Genuinely
as well. She did. Fold it, put it on my bed.
I can imagine so.
But it was for that was a bit weird, like. Yeah,
living with a family.
And it was Christmas time, and I did that, and I was like,
You cut them all turkey, did you?
I was working. She offered me to come down. She said, "Do you want to come and eat Christmas dinner with us after and sit with us?" I was like, "That's a bit weird. I've been here for like a month."
Yeah, bit strange.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Lovely
family.
Yeah, thanks for looking after us. But a bit weird that.
So I stayed there for like 6 months and thought, "This not for me." And it was on the outskirts of Bath as well, so I couldn't just go out. I was literally driving down the road after work and like deer are jumping out everywhere. So that's how far out of the city I was. Nice.
But that was then sort of your first look into something a little bit different, maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone. And
So I did like the fine dining stuff, and it was a 1 Michelin star restaurant, and that was my first step into that. Okay. And the food was amazing.
Yeah, how was that as an experience then going in from cooking in Simon Rimmer's pubs to going to a Michelin star place?
It was different from that, but from a previous job it wasn't too different.
From Thornton
but
and stuff.
It definitely different than going from that side of it. And I was like, walked in there and like they were like, "Oh, this guy's leaving in 2 days. You've got 2 days to learn the section." I was like, "Cheers, thanks,
crack on."
Hey. But so I obviously must have had a bit of confidence in me.
Yeah, exactly. They must have seen something to give you the go.
Maybe they thought they got a big deal because they paid me very little.
Paid you Northerners' wage.
Northerners' wage for Southerners' living. Yeah.
What's you in? House of 6 down the road, and
that wasn't cheap either. I was paying more. I was paying like 470 quid a month for a room. Yeah. And that doesn't sound like a lot now.
No, it doesn't now, but
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was. For me, that was a lot.
And to have nothing as well, to have literally just
when you're getting paid 16 grand a year.
Fucking hell.
That's quite a lot of money.
Isn't it? Jesus Christ. Well, that's the sacrifices you
yeah,
made.
the sacrifice I was
give it a
willing
go,
to
get
make
the
as well
gig
too. I've got that on my CV now,
Yeah.
and I've learned so much from it. Like,
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So then you came back home, you met up the M6.
came back home, and I was like, obviously that didn't work out for me, and I was like, maybe I just need to have this break that I've been saying to myself. I'm gonna have a break from doing this cooking thing.
Try to go back into the police again?
No, not again. No. I don't think they'd let me back in again. We'll find out in a couple of years if I need to go back.
Love it.
But yeah, no. So basically, I was like, I need to take a break.
Yep.
And I need to do it right this time. So I was like, what sounds fun that I can maybe get paid a little bit, and if I do need to cook, because I liked cooking.
Yeah, of course you do.
But I can just do it really casual. And I was like, I'll go and work in a ski season, like in a chalet.
Great. France, Italy.
So France,
Europe.
Yeah.
Nice.
So La Rosière, so like it's on the border of Italy, which is great. Like you get both ski passes.
Nice.
Which
is
is
going to both.
Yeah.
Class.
And
ski or snowboard?
Snowboard. Yeah. You're all right there.
Cool enough.
No.
Yeah, I'm skier.
Yeah.
Skiing me. Yeah. No, I'm all right, mate. Yeah. No traumatic.
No
memories,
traumatic.
don't worry about that. No, I was skiing, not snowboarder. But right. So you've gone ski. So you've gone there, done what, a year there, summer season, what? That must have been class, that.
Yeah, so I did 6, it's like 6 months. So you go in like end of November and you come back April time.
Nice. Great gig. Great time.
Do you know what? So chill. Like you're doing 6 days a week. But I just come from working in like restaurants doing 80, 90 hours of cooking. Mm-hmm. This is like 40 hours. That sounds quite a lot to most people, but it's like I was chill.
Industry, fair enough,
and I was cleaning a bit, just chatting to guests, drinking with the guests quite a bit, like
nice, mate.
having like Magnums bottles of champagne and stuff like that off some Russian guests.
Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good to me. Sounds like my kind of gig, that. Yeah. Love it, mate. So, and then did a season over there. Come back to the UK and
so did the season over there. Come back over to the UK. I had a couple of options. So I had an option to move to the Isle of Man.
Oh, okay.
Which
interesting.
Yeah, but
have you been to Isle of Man?
I have been. I went to visit because of this option I had, and it was like I was just thinking this is very much like Bath. Yeah. In terms of like this is
probably that's a compliment to the Isle of Man, mate.
Yeah.
I've been. So I still coach semi-pro football. And Isle of Man are in our league, so we go to Isle of Man once a year. We fly over. It's an interesting little island, mate.
It's very interesting. You can drive from one end to the other really quickly. Yeah. But yeah, it was more like where I lived in Bath, not like actual.
Yeah,
Bath.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But it was just like really quiet. I was like,
really
this
quiet,
is just not right for me.
Right, fair enough.
Definitely not at the moment.
Yeah.
And then a job came up for one of my friends back at Thornton Hall, and this is how I ended up back there.
Full circle back to Thornton Hall.
Yeah, back there.
Right.
They do say don't go back to places you've been to. Don't they?
There's a story here, mate.
There's a story. Do you know what? There's a story, but it wasn't anything to do with me.
Right, okay.
It's kind of like things didn't work out for people, and then I'm caught in the middle.
Clash of personalities or what? Or
yeah, personalities and some other like political stuff, and just do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing for me to get into. Yeah. I wasn't even involved in it, so I was just in the middle.
Just knew shit was going down, and you didn't want to get involved in it. Fair enough.
And then people are leaving left, right, and centre, and I'm stood there going, "I've still not give my notice in, and I'm going to be standing here by myself."
Yeah. Fair enough.
Like great place when I worked there and stuff like that, and then for the people I worked for. Yeah. But there's probably a reason why you don't go back to old places.
So second time around, it's not quite worked out, and so you left there again.
So I left there, and I took a sous chef job up in the Lake District.
Oh, okay.
At Rothay Manor.
So you went straight to Rothay, okay? Which is where I would say you made your name, maybe, or what?
Yeah. Some would say that, yeah.
Some would say that. So you gone straight there, took a sous chef role, and
went straight there. Went as a sous chef. Yeah. Working for.
So timeline wise, what we're talking year wise now? What
2017, early 2017. Yeah. So I went there.
Yep.
Went to work for someone who I got told was going to be really good.
Right.
And for me personally, he wasn't.
Right. Okay. No names mentioned.
I'm not going to mention any names because you know what? It's like it's each their own. It wasn't his fault. Someone said he was good.
Wasn't it?
No, do you know his food was all right, but it was
His
just
fault
like maybe he
someone else
didn't
said it
have
was good.
tea, maybe he was.
Right,
I don't
fair
know.
enough, mate. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Still, is this said chef still cooking today? Do you know or not? Or?
I ain't got a clue.
Oh, right, fair enough. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. Right.
Don't know.
So you gone there. Chef wasn't great, basically. I'm getting the vibe from what you're saying.
Yeah, just you know what, it wasn't working out for me.
Right.
It wasn't what I've been used to. I'd come from. Yeah, I had the ski season break, but I just did my previous jobs were like 1 star and then 3 rosette, and then
Fair
coming
enough,
to
mate.
here where it's very different working style. Just didn't work for me. And then I was
so
like,
Rothay Manor at the time, do you have any rosettes or anything
Yeah,
like that?
2.
What was it? 2 rosettes.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
2 rosettes, and so that's why I thought, maybe it should be like a growing thing
So
again.
you've been sold on this premise of they're going to potentially aim high and have good ambitions, and the head chef's got potential, and so you've gone in there on the premise of this could be good, this could be exciting.
Yeah, and it wasn't the owners that said this to me; it was a recruitment agency.
Ah, right.
So
okay, there you go, mate. They took the commission and left you hanging, mate.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So head chef, not very good. What happens to him?
Well, I left.
Right, okay.
So I've left a lot of places. But
Say,
it looks
mate,
like I've left a lot of places.
Sticking, has it, mate? Nothing's stuck.
Yeah, but where it's been worthwhile, I've stayed, and where I haven't felt comfortable, I think you've got to be.
Got to, mate. Yeah.
You got to be wise enough to say this doesn't work for me.
100%. Sometimes it's stronger to say no, fuck off, I'm going, than it is to stick at something that's not great. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
So you've left.
So I left there, and I basically did agency work for a bit.
Yeah.
Not really doing much. Scotch eggs and stuff like that. I hated every second of it. And then I got a phone call, and it was like from the owners of the restaurant manager messaged me first and said, "This has gone down."
So give you the heads up.
Yeah.
And what had gone down, the head chef was getting fucked off or what?
Not my place to say, is it? I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, whatever happened, he wasn't there.
Right, so he's gone.
Yeah.
And they said, "Do you want to come back involved? Do you want to get back involved? Come back."
Yeah, they said, "Do you want to come back?" Well, I didn't even get the job straight away. I had to go for an interview.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so I went for an interview.
You back in and
went in with me little portfolio menus and stuff like that,
Nice.
and I'd worked there before, so I knew what level the staff were. When I went back, there was no staff, I was kind of like,
fresh.
well, there's no staff. You need to like build from this and grow. So I went a fairly basic menu, but everything done right. Which was probably where I wasn't happy previously, because what I thought was should have been done differently. They weren't very open to it.
So you had your opinions, and now you had the opportunity to
and I had my opportunity to voice them now and to put my stamp onto it and to go with it. So yeah, I didn't know this, and I don't know whether the restaurant manager is saying this because he wants to big himself up, but he kind of like possibly might not have nearly got the job because they thought the menu was too simple.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, which would have been quite ironic for where we're sitting today. But yeah, so went in, and then they said, "Oh yeah," to the restaurant manager apparently, "Oh, do you think you can work with this?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then went back and started a 6-year journey. See, I did stick around here, didn't I?
Mate, you got there in the end. You found your spot. You found your home. You found your
did
place.
6 years. We got 3 rosettes in the first 18 months.
So you went from a head chef that had whatever happened, clinging on to what 1-2 rosettes was it to then
possibly 1 by the time
stuff
went down.
Gone in, So you then elevated the reputation of Rothay as a place, and yourself as a chef, I suppose.
Yeah,
create your own identity,
you can see,
your own philosophy, and
steadily over time. Yeah. When you first go in, it's really like you try and throw everything at it, and like you overcomplicate things, and I think it's part of the growth.
Yeah, of course it is.
Everyone needs to learn and grow from stuff. So going in, throwing all the whole kitchen sink and stuff, and like the dishes have got like 15-20 elements, and then like I'm not Michael Wignall. I can't do that type of stuff, and I don't have the team to do it as well. So it's like.
And how many covers are you talking as well? You're not talking.
So it's actually quite a small hotel, really. Okay. It's like 42 covers.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so it's not crazy.
It's more than I've got now.
Yeah, but
it's
still a lot, but not crazy.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. So then, you've cemented yourself in sort of Rothay Manor. So obviously, going to ask you, how did Great British Menu come along? How did that and whereabouts in that journey? So you what 3 or 4 years into?
So it
Rothay
would have
Manor
been 2020. It would have been. So it was actually like the COVID period.
Right.
That people.
Yeah, because your series was lockdown, wasn't it? COVID lockdown. What?
Yeah. So our series. So we started filming in COVID.
Yeah.
And basically, what happened was, usually they come out and like do a big like interview with you, and I just had to do it over like Zoom.
So do you get invited to that, or do you have to apply, or how does it work at GBM?
I don't actually know, but what I think happened was, my PR guy is really good, and he put me forward, and then I did the little Zoom interview thing, which was like, which is normal now.
Yeah, of course.
Back then, that was a bit weird though. Still.
So basically, you got your PR guy is sort of put your hat in the sort of ring type thing, and next thing you get a call back. And
you get a call back, you do a little interview, then you have to do the whole, you get told what it is, and you have to submit a whole menu.
So the inspiration your year was?
So it was Great British Innovators.
Innovation, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right, okay.
Inventors.
So you've got to write your full menu.
Got to write the full menu.
Submit that as part of the application process.
Yeah.
Because obviously not everybody gets to cook the full menu, do they, if they get...
No, but not apparently. I didn't know this before I did this part, which is like...
I'm going to give away some trade secrets here. I don't mind it. I like it.
It's not tradesy. So you have to submit the menu before you even get accepted to go on it. Which is...
Because you see some people go back year on year, don't they?
Yeah.
Every year
I think that's where I went wrong. Would maybe not jumping ahead of the story. Maybe I shouldn't have done so well. I could go back again, couldn't I?
Yeah, there you go. Could have done a second gig. So you get offered the place to represent the Northwest.
Yeah.
So 4 chefs. Who else was in your group, Northwest?
So there was a guy called Ashwani.
Right, okay.
There was a guy called Dave Critchley.
Yeah,
from
fellow
Liverpool.
Scouser.
Fellow Scouser.
Yeah, remember Dave.
And then Kirk Howarth as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Obviously, he's just
won it.
Won it. Right. Yeah. He's got plates now, hasn't he, down in London?
Yeah. So he's
done real well.
Yeah, well, he's better than me. I don't actually...
He's not made it, won it, though, when you were there. You beat him.
I was surprised by that. To be honest, he was like... I expected to go out to his food's amazing. So
how does it work in terms of the filming side of that? So you go into... Everyone talks about the Great British Menu kitchen, like it's difficult to work with the heat, this, that, and the other. Like you got camera crews all around you. How do you deal with that as a chef going in? Is it difficult to cook? Is it or is it like you're in your own kitchen?
Do you know what? I think the first couple of dishes you do,
it's
really
tricky.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, and then you've got you actually go on camera before you do that.
Right.
So we film like a little VT.
Yeah, because they come out to you and they do like your local bit. And
you do like a couple of walking shots up to where you work and stuff like that, which is really awkward. You forget how to walk and you're like...
you forget how to walk, yeah.
And then, I had to walk a dog as well.
Oh yeah, because your inspiration for your desserts was guide dogs, wasn't it? Yeah.
Worked out quite well that I won that. However, that was like...
So you had you walking a guide dog as part
walking
of the VT.
A guide dog.
Because those VTs when you watch them, I always watch them and think they're proper awkward. Or you're talking to like the charity worker, or you're talking to somebody that's like Ken who once grew a piece of like ingredient 40 years ago. Like, but you watch them, you think like it's so awkward. You watch them, but it is literally just thrown into that environment. And, like, you never met this person before.
You've never met them. That's like that was the first time that I'd ever been in front of like a camera.
Yeah.
Other than like, like when you're growing up and like.
Yeah. So that TV experience is just it's unknown, isn't it, really? So.
Yeah, and they want certain things, and if you don't hit the certain things, then you're like, you've got to do it again, and then you go, yes.
The producer's like, hey, you didn't say that, or you need to mention that, or something.
Yeah, especially when you got to remember loads of information that is not normal to you. Like the cooking's easy. I say cooking's easy.
But it's what you do.
The cooking's like the day-to-day. So that's the easy part. It's the other side of it where you're talking about these people from the past that you don't really know, but you've had to do a bit of research about. Yeah,
to build your link to the brief, as you call it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So you go in, there's 4 chefs in the first stage. It's your first time on GBM.
Yeah.
So, like I said, not everybody gets to cook the full menu, do they? So how does that work from a filming point of view? Like, not to spoil the magic. So the 4 of you go in, you cook your canapés.
So you do your canapé, you do your starter, and you do your fish.
Yeah. Judges wise, who was the judges for
Mine
you
was
was Andy presenting
Andy
it?
was there,
so
so Andy was there. sound.
Cool. I'd
She's
love
so
to meet
cool.
Andy.
Like she's so sound as well.
I
like.
spoke to her a bit. I've actually DM'd about a few things a couple of years ago, and just from speaking to her on that sort of stuff. She was running, I can't think what she was doing at the time. Some project with her daughter and things. I know she's got her own podcast and stuff now. I was just chatting to her about a few things. Yeah, she seems so cool. Like, but so she was presenting at the time.
Yeah, she was presenting.
Yeah.
The veteran chef was Tom Akins.
Ah, right, so you had Tom. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know him a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I know him a bit. Yeah.
I
Tough
don't know him.
gig.
He's a bit intimidating. Like,
Yeah, massive. And well, yeah, he can be intimidating. Well, obviously he's got his reputation, Annie.
Yeah.
And like, I've known him. Well, I don't know him, but I've worked with his restaurant for 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah.
I first went into his place and I was like, shit, that's Tom Atkins, and you think, fucking hell. But then, just a normal bloke at the end of the day. Right?
He does have this like 1,000-yard stare, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. But what's your point? A glass of champagne? It's all right. Like,
I think that's probably where it went wrong.
Oh, there
I
you
should
go,
have like whipped out a glass of champagne.
So you had
first.
Tom Atkins as your veteran chef. So you think, shit, tough gig.
Yeah.
So tough judge.
Notoriously a tough judge as well. Like not. Some of the others seem to be a bit easier.
Yeah.
And.
Who did you want? Because obviously they ask you, don't they, beforehand? Who did you want? Was there anybody you thought, I'd love them? Or was there anyone you thought, I really hope I don't get them?
Well, I was hoping I didn't get Tom Akins. Because I was like, I know he's really difficult.
Yeah.
And then at the time, it was like, maybe like Lisa Allen or something like that. Like,
Northern, fellow Northerner.
Fellow Northerner, bit calmer.
Yeah. But they're all pretty strict anyway, no matter what, aren't they, I suppose.
Yeah,
so.
they've got a job to do, haven't they?
Exactly.
And it's their reputation as well.
True, yeah, because it's whoever they decide to go through, doesn't it? So you cook your first dish, it goes well, obviously, or
no,
what?
No.
Starters, mains.
So
with fish,
my canapé was, I don't even know. I can't remember how I was scored on it.
Yeah,
not very well.
Don't like blind, innit? Like.
Yeah, and then starter, that dived like.
What was your starter?
I'm gonna get tore apart for this as well, especially being a Scouser. And I wanted to do a dish, and it wasn't what I did because it didn't match for me.
Right. Okay.
So I had to do a take on a Scouse.
Right.
Do you know when you don't want to do something?
But what was like a deconstructed stew?
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it?
Nah.
They're probably never going to let me go on this again.
Don't need to, mate. You fucking completed it.
I don't think I'm allowed anyway.
No, I'm going to say, yeah. You'd be a judge, surely. Champions of champions, mate.
I've been waiting for the call. It's not happened yet.
Class. So you did a deconstructed Scouse. Didn't work.
Oh, yeah. I got slated by the judges, and I got slated on what was Twitter.
Yeah. They just grilled you.
Yeah.
Scousers were grilling you as well.
Just everyone. That's not a Scouse. That's
class. So you must have with the rest of them shit then, or was your fish all right? Because
my fish was all right.
Your fish pulled you through.
My fish was one of I really liked my fish dish, so I did like a monkfish and exo dish with a little submarine that disappeared.
I remember that. Yeah, like a little jellied sort of submarine. Right, yeah.
Which was really like. It's a bit of a weird link to the brief when I did it, because apparently like the person that I picked, none of his submarines worked, and my brief was that the submarine disappeared.
Fair enough.
Which it fitted though, didn't it?
Brief,
but the dish tasted really good. Main course, I gave myself loads to do.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the person, but I did like loads of Asian-y bits about her travel around Asia, and she travelled solo or something back in the day. But like. No one would have been able to do that dish because I did too much, and I think they saw that. They were like, "Yeah, if you're going to do this, you need to get rid of stuff."
Banquet. Right.
And I didn't.
So your fish has scored really well.
Yeah.
Main was all right.
So
obviously you got through. So you got through after.
So I got through after fish.
Yeah. So you got through. Was it you and Kirk or you?
Me, Kirk, and Dave.
Dave, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and then three people do all the way to the dessert.
And then two do the final bit.
Yeah. Did the dessert, and this resonates with me all the time. I put like sorrel on it, like a little leaf.
Yeah.
And he's like stood there and said, "I don't think you should start like in the actual thing as well. Like when he'd scoring you, I was like, take the leaf off the dish."
Yeah.
And I didn't even score that. I scored. What did I get? I either got a 7 or an 8.
Right.
It was a particularly low scoring year, I think.
Right. Tough year. We had Tom anyway. He's notoriously.
I had Tom. Maybe you'd added like another another point or 2
Yeah.
points onto the dishes with someone else. Who knows?
Who knows? But
That's what I keep telling myself. Makes myself feel a bit better.
so you basically said take the sorrel off.
Take the sorrel off, and then
Because you get feedback, don't you? Then
Yeah,
do you actually
you
do
get
you have enough
feedback.
time to then adapt your dish or
Not
not?
really. Like
You
people don't
straight
see
in.
this side of it. You
gonna
do.
say.
You cook the dessert for
Yeah.
Tom, say on the Thursday,
Mm.
and on the Friday you do your final.
So you straight in and you're doing
Yeah.
it right.
And they're like, so they go, you can change stuff, you can get new props. I don't know how.
Yeah,
And it was locked down.
exactly.
So we were actually
Shit,
in
yeah,
that
so you're
November.
filming all this in COVID,
So
aren't
we
you?
did November, and as we started filming for November, they did that like firebreaker thing that was going on where it was like they just locked the country down again
Yeah.
for a month.
So they stopped filming completely or what? Or
No, we carried on
you
filming.
carried on. So
We
it's
all
all
had
like
to
red
do.
zones and testing.
We had
and
to
all
do
that sort
loads of
shit.
tests. Like we were
Oh,
testing
how
every
does that
day.
work? Yeah.
And so every morning you turn up and they give you the test kits and you have to like. Everyone's forgot this now, haven't you?
I know, yeah.
Shoving the
forget.
old thing up your
Yeah, you
nose.
forget, don't you? Because obviously, in the final, Ollie got a positive COVID test.
Yeah,
didn't
Ollie
he?
got a positive COVID test, and I walked past him in the daytime.
Did
Didn't
you?
tell anyone that, like, because I'd have probably not been able to do it.
Breaking news. There you go.
Yeah.
But it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Forget about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously difficult competition anyway. But throw in COVID and all.
Thrown COVID into
So you were living. What were you like? Just living out of a hotel room every time you
Yeah,
filmed?
so
type thing, or what?
a nice little
Premier in.
premiere in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Oh,
Love it.
living the dream.
Living the
You know,
dream,
no
mate, living
expenses
the dream.
spared, is there, on the BBC?
No, why not, mate? Why not, mate? At least it put you up. It's better than nothing.
That
mate.
is very true.
There you go. So you get through to the banquet.
Yeah.
Expected or not?
Not expected.
Right. Okay.
We actually
So-
do the thingies fair before that, though, don't we? Do you like all the regional finals? Do the
Yes.
national one,
Yeah. So they.
which is
yeah.
I didn't expect to be Kirk, which was.
So it was
obviously
you and Kirk as the two.
We were the two to
And
go
who was your,
through
who was
for
your
the
judges in
Northwest.
that? Did you have like a guest judge in that? Who was Ed
Um,
Gamble in that lot then, or not? Would they come into it?
It was actually
Yeah. Tom
yeah.
was Tom Kerridge. the other-
No,
or
Tom
not?
Courage wasn't there.
Tom then,
So
Tom.
actually, funny enough, Ed Gamble was the judge on the dessert when I actually
okay.
got the dessert to the final.
Right.
He's not asked me back though, has he?
No, he's not. Has he not asked you back as a judge,
No.
mate? There you go. So you beat Kirk in
Beat
the
Kirk.
final,
Yeah.
and then that's when they go to.
You do like the
Everyone comes back, don't
everyone
they?
comes back again and does like the national.
Yeah.
You do that and then sound.
won the
Everyone's
dessert.
actually really sound.
And did you change much of this? I was literally just took the sorrow off. What? What-
Took the sorrel off.
How did you get it from a 7 and an 8 to get into the banquet, basically? Right, how
Took
was
the
that?
sorrel off, and I put like it's like a miso caramel thing.
Yeah.
It had miso caramel on it
Yeah,
anyway.
'Cause it was a little chocolate,
A
chocolate
little
bone.
dog
on it.
bone,
Give a dog
yeah.
a bone. In reference to the guide dogs and
Yeah.
stuff. So
When you really look at it, it's a bit weird. It's like chocolate as a dessert for a dog bone when like you can't eat it. But it's not for them, is it?
yeah,
It's for
exactly.
everyone else.
Exactly.
That's how you get the points, is by doing chocolate.
Yeah, exactly right. Do something different.
Yeah.
Because every dessert these days doesn't have chocolate on. It's just like, come on, give me
Yeah.
give me a chocolate dessert. That's all I want. So right, so you won the dessert dish. Get through to the banquet. And the banquet was up here, wasn't it? It was Jodrell Bank.
Jodrell Bank, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Outside catering, wasn't it? Like an outside kitchen. or
Yeah,
what?
well,
Like, how did it-
so they had like this area where they
because
kind
of COVID,
like-
that is, I'm guessing, or was it just because they decided to have it
I
there? or
think
what?
they probably did it outside because of COVID.
Yeah.
But we had like an indoor style kitchen, but it's just been put together.
Like a marquee type thing or what?
It was actually inside,
Oh, okay.
but it was like not. It wasn't originally a kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know what. It would have been like a cafe or something.
Fair enough.
And then they ripped all that out and put cooking
Right.
equipment in, loads of benches and stuff,
Yeah.
and which we didn't need all the benches because there wasn't all of us there.
Yeah. So you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
and then obviously, so how does that? So I remember watching it and thinking, shit, like they were building it up, and then Andy, does Andy tell you on the day that, or did you know
We-
beforehand? Were you briefed, like?
We were briefed
Yeah.
because it would have been pretty embarrassing if we said we weren't going to do it.
Because they asked, so basically, so Ollie Marlowe was one of the other
Yeah.
finalists. He was cooking the main dish, but he tested positive on the morning of or the night before
The
or
night
whatever
before, yeah.
of the banquet.
Yeah.
So you got told the night before or the morning of or what?
So it was the night before so we got told the morning of the prep.
right. Okay.
So we all did like a little VT again, like
Yeah,
before
of
we got
course.
there, then had to go and make our
Yeah.
own way there. And we had to give them the COVID test that we did when we
Right.
did the VT. He obviously gave them the COVID test,
Why didn't you just give a fake one in the summer?
but he didn't know. Then the next day, like, as I walked past him, as he was getting himself a little Domino's. Breaking news there, Michelin chef with Domino's.
Love it.
But
We
yeah,
all
he
have
was
guilty
getting himself
pleasures,
a
mate.
little Domino's, and then I was walking past him, and it was like, oh yeah. He was like, oh, how's it going? I was like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go and just have this because I don't feel that great.
Right,
I was like, oh,
shit.
I was like, didn't really think
Brush it
anything. I
off.
was like, maybe he's just travelled loads.
Yeah.
Like he does work in like Singapore and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and all over the place. So
Yeah, he's Rogan, isn't he? So I'm on the side
yeah,
of Rogan's
he's
spot.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe he's just like knackered.
Yeah, fair enough.
Luckily, I didn't spend any time with him, and like a couple other people have like we were supposed to all go up for a drink and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but we never ended up
he
doing
didn't
it.
in the end.
So
Right.
it's probably good we
Luckily.
didn't. Otherwise,
Otherwise,
there wouldn't have been any show.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Um,
Wow.
yeah,
So then they basically they ask you to cook his dish, don't they? As a group.
So we got up in the morning and they were like, Ollie's not going to be doing it because he's tested positive for COVID and stuff like this.
That's what you're thinking initially.
we're like, fuck no. And then they go, they know you can't say
Well, you can't
no.
say no, yeah.
You can't say no.
Did you want to say
don't-
no? Do you reckon? Because who else in the fight? So you had
I think
yourself, was it Alex
me,
Bond,
Alex Bond, Roberta, and Jude.
Jude did the
Jude did the
canapes, didn't he?
canapes and
Yeah.
stuff. So there was 4 of us anyway.
But realistically, being honest,
Do you know,
was you all
deep
like, I
down
don't
in
fucking
your
believe
in your
this.
head, you're probably thinking, I've got my own stuff to
You
deal
won't-
with.
you gotta worry about
we don't
yourself,
even know
haven't
what's
you?
going
Yeah.
on. Like, we don't know what we're turning up to at that
Oh,
point. We
right.
hadn't been seeing the kitchen or anything. You don't really know how long
But
you've got.
You can't say no, can you? Really? Like
Can't say no. It's on TV. You'd look at,
Look at that,
yeah.
Love it. But so basically, he just left his recipe and you had to
Left his recipes. He had a
Just
couple of things that he'd
pre-prepare.
pre-prepared because of time and
Yeah,
like
of course,
sauce,
as you do, yeah.
and stuff like that. And then yeah, he'd left his recipes, and
Right.
we had to kind of
So as well as stressing
decipher-
about your own, you then had to build.
make his as well.
Yeah.
Would have been
How
like
many portions? How many people at the banquet for that year?
70
70 odd.
something,
Yeah.
which was actually probably one of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Thank
In
God for
hindsight,
COVID. Eh?
Yeah, because
Otherwise, we'd have been like 100 odd, and we'd have proper been in the reads.
And you made it all right. Then you made his dish all right. Or did you purposely go? Do you know what?
No,
You're
do
not
you know
fucking
what?
winning.
I think we did all right. But when it's not your dish, you don't know exactly.
You don't know the
tasted it.
details. Yeah.
We'd all tasted it and been like, "That's a really good dish."
Yeah.
There's one to be worried about if you're like
Yeah.
up against it. He probably would have won. If he was there, to be honest, it was that good of a dish. He probably
Yeah.
would have won. I'm not saying that we sabotaged it because we definitely did. We put loads of
Yeah,
effort
yeah.
into it. Probably more. We worked more on his dish.
Because you are probably you're more thinking shit. You got to try and do a good job and fair enough.
Yeah, and
Right,
you have to
like
think
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly,
your own
yeah.
dish. Is like we'd made our own dishes
Done
now.
it.
It's just
Bored of it
like,
at this point.
yeah.
Right, all right.
Oh, I've just got to make 90 of these dog bone things.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So fair play to you all giving it a go and getting it out. So then, champions of champions. So basically,
Yeah.
everybody at the banquet and the judges are not just the people.
I don't
that
know. I
ate,
think it might
can't
just be the
remember.
people at the banquet.
Yeah, so they all vote for the favourite dish.
Yeah.
And you came up trumps, mate.
Yeah.
Shock.
I'm still shocked, to be honest.
Yeah?
I still don't. Do you know what? I was like, stood there and I was like, me?
Yeah. How
These
you
are
do
all
it?
the stars. I'm
Just
just
shows,
like,
mate, innit? Just shows.
I just cooked the chocolate dessert. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give yourself some credit, man. Give yourself some credit. So you've obviously won that championship champions. You're then thinking, what's next? What's next? Type
What's
thing, I suppose,
next?
isn't it? Yeah, like,
I think
but
we.
difficult because it's COVID, I
Well,
suppose.
yeah, still think we were in lockdown
Yeah,
at
right,
that point,
fucking
or we were coming out of it
hell. Right,
for the last time.
yeah, again.
I know.
Mad.
So yeah, I went back to work.
Yeah, straight back at it.
Yeah, straight back at it.
And did you see like an upturn in things
Saw an
on
uptick,
like
yeah, definitely. an
socials
upturn.
and interest on and
Yeah.
reservations or whatever? Or
We definitely got busier.
Yeah.
And without a shadow of a doubt,
yeah,
were we ready for that at the start? No.
yeah.
But we hired some people and
And
stuff like
did
that.
people come in and what? Did you cook your Great British menu?
I did the whole.
Rothay or
So
what?
we actually did like the whole menu as like
Yeah.
a tasting
Yeah,
menu
yeah, yeah.
format for
Right.
people to have.
Yeah.
Even some of the dishes that I wasn't like.
Yeah.
We
Did you do your
adapted.
scouts again?
Nah, changed that. I had to change that anyway. I did like a tartar, like a lamb tartar.
Oh, did you change that during the
changed that during it, yeah.
So you changed the full dish?
Yeah, after I got proper slated for it.
Did you get hammered for it, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that back, mate. I'll watch that back tonight, mate.
There's a point where
Tom giving you shit for it, yeah.
I think I put sauces in a syringe, and there's a point where Oliver Payton gets covered in the sauce.
Class.
Like, and they come in and tell me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely getting sent home here.
Love it, mate.
That was on like the
regional finals. I'm going to try and find that night play, mate. That's my entertainment.
He had to go and get changed and everything. We had to pause filming for like 40 minutes because I ruined his outfit.
What was he like as a judge? Because obviously it's not on anymore.
The sound, actually really down to earth.
It's changed quite a bit, hasn't it? The panel and stuff over the last
It's completely different now, yeah. I think they've changed it to bring a new audience in,
of course.
which you have to do. Yeah. It's the same way as we don't have tablecloths on the tables. You need to bring new people in.
Yeah, of course. Fair enough, mate. So you've seen an uplift at Rothay, and then circling back to probably where we are today, really, I suppose, isn't it? So you've launched Vetch, and you've got your own place now, and very recently just been awarded onto the Michelin Guide, mate. So congratulations about that.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, got onto the Michelin Guide within 6 months.
6 months,
which
nice, mate.
I think it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Damn right. Mate.
I don't know anymore, to be honest. I'm in my own little world. I don't even know what happens.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. No, you should. I don't know if you should get a little plaque still. I think they still.
I don't know if you get a plaque anymore for stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Would have been nice to put outside.
I'll make you one. I used to work at the sign trade, mate. I'll get you a little sign.
Nice one.
Michelin Guide.
I need one from the Great British Menu Trophy anyway.
There you go.
Doesn't even have my name on it.
Oh, it's not. What's not your name in it?
No. Sad that, isn't it?
That is sad, mate. Maybe it's because they thought Ollie was going to win it.
Probably. They're probably like, oh, take that off now. We're going to have to rip that off because he's won it.
Class. So Vetch recently awarded onto the Michelin Guide, mate. So, yeah, congratulations on that. Did you know that was coming, or what? How does that work, that process? Do you know if you've got inspectors coming in?
You don't know if you've been. You don't know if you've got an inspector coming, and you don't know if you've been inspected unless they have to get pictures and information somehow, don't they? So they drop you an email.
Table of one gets booked. Do you have that question mark straight away?
Usually a table of one, we're always like, who is it? Are they asking questions? What's going on? It can be a table of two.
Can be,
yeah. So, but a table of one, you're usually a bit more like, who is it?
Who are they anyway? Yeah. Fair enough.
And then they walk in with an Asda bag, and it's definitely not a Michelin or AA inspector.
But it could be a little.
Could be the perfect disguise.
Could be a nice little disguise, mate.
They'll be doing that now. They'll be listening to this and going, "We're going to walk in with Asda bags and stuff."
Brilliant. Well, I had to while Shropshire, James, friend of the podcast, and we ran an event with him, and they had a table of one booking, and we did a champagne pairing evening. So we paired one of our wines with each dish on his tasting menu, and. Remember Joe, who runs front of house and that, I said, we've got table one in, but behind you, mate, we don't know who it is. So I was thinking, fucking hell, even I'm nervous. Like, I was presenting the wines, I'm thinking, shit, you got like this bloke from Wigan who knows fuck all about hospitality, pouring wines, and Michelin in it.
Don't want to screw up.
I was like, I was proper on edge. I was thinking, what am I going to do here if there's an inspector in? Anyway, this guy turns up, sits down, orders himself a bottle of red straight away. So everyone was like relaxed, chilled out, like, it's just a local punter that's come out on his own for a good night type thing. So I was like, thank fuck for that. And what am I going to do here if you've got someone in from Michelin and got me pouring like dripping fucking champagne all over him, trying to pour it.
If we think it's someone, I don't tell the staff.
Yeah, you just got to try.
Do you know what? It needs to be.
You got to do your things.
Yeah, it just needs to just be normal. Exactly. There's no point in trying.
Exactly. At the end of the day, if you're going to get a mention, you're going to get a mention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Exactly. If it's not.
So that's pretty recent then. So have you seen any a change?
Yeah, we definitely had we've had an upturn since then, definitely. Whether it's because it's now like December when we're doing this, innit? So
Christmas, but because in terms of Liverpool as a city, there's no star in Liverpool, is there?
No star in Liverpool.
But you've got a few places on the guide.
There's a couple of places on the guide now. Yeah, I think there's like 7 places on the guide. So
nice.
It's getting the city's getting there with food every year that goes by, which is really good. It's one of the reasons why I left the city in the first place is because there wasn't really anything.
Yeah.
But you're seeing now the people that left the city are coming back in.
Coming back and wanting that experience.
Want to they want to like have their restaurants in the city.
definitely. That's great, mate.
And after speaking to a lot of them, that's exactly what they wanted to do, which is really good.
It's great to see. You know what I mean? I've said it, and a lot about Manchester, and Manchester's changing. It's great to see it happening in Liverpool as well. And you go into Chester or a little bit further afield, York and Leeds and places like that, and it's changing. It's changing, really is. So that's great, mate. So brilliant. Well, thanks for that sort of whistle-stop tour, mate, and everything. A little bit of insights on GBM. So before the podcast, we asked you to prepare something for Cellar 101, our little sort of Room 101 guy, where you've got the opportunity to convince me to play something in the dark dungeon of Cellar 101, never to return again, anything from sort of the hospitality or food scene. And you've got to argue your point and get it into Cellar 101. So what have you got for me, mate?
So mine is maybe a little bit niche, but...
no, the niche is better, mate.
Leaf.
I sell grower champagne. I'm super niche.
I might be insulting loads of people here because loads of people might have leaf twirls.
Leaf twirls.
So the big thing at the moment of people making like twirls look like leaves.
Yeah.
From a mould and over holes and stuff. But they put it on everything. Like it can be on anything.
So not a real sorrel leaf, just a twirl.
No.
Just a twirl. No. Right, okay.
I've thought about that
Pretty
sorrel
though,
leaf now.
I know, there you go.
Flashbacks.
Leaf twirls, they're pretty though, aren't they? They're nice.
They are, but they don't actually need... Why does it need to be a leaf? Most of the time, if it's an autumnal dish and it's meant to be like signify something...
As a chef, what's the purpose of a twirl? So I'm going to come at you from...
texture.
Yeah, so it's just for pure texture. Not necessarily... Would you...
You can get flavour in it, but
it's so thin, aren't they? You're not really...
But even when you get flavour into them, like, they all taste toasted because you cook them.
You do it. Right, okay. So, I can envision it now. I can envision different dishes straight away with these sort of leafy twirls on. But I think they're pretty, aren't they? They're nice.
They are
like
pretty.
They're autumnal and...
But when it's not on a dish that it requires, like, a leaf. Like, sometimes...
Do you see them that often, though?
They're popping up quite a bit and different things.
Do you?
I think, like, it doesn't show a great skill.
Well, what else can you do with the twirl, though? Different shape?
But you can do any shape if you wanted, or you can just make a bog standard, like, circle, or just break a piece. It's only for texture.
Mate. That's not as pretty.
I know, yeah. It's not as pretty, but when you're getting, like, everyone putting this little twirl on things, and it's like, it's on a savoury dish, it's on a sweet dish, it's on...
Yeah, because I'm trying to envision, like, what you're saying here. I can envision it, on any dish, really, because you can see it on a dessert or on a... It's interesting, that, because I don't think I've seen enough of them to think it's that...
I've seen a lot of them.
What do you have any twirls on your menu?
We do, but not a leaf twirl.
What shape's your twirl,
mate? We're a really relaxed restaurant, so we actually just we make like a paired brandy snap style twirl, but we just break pieces.
Break it. So it's pretty rustic,
because we're quite like rustic in our cooking and stuff like that. As I said, if it's an autumnal dish and you want to signify like the falling of the leaves and you're getting really like poetic in this sense, then it has more of a place. But when you're doing like a white chocolate cheesecake and you're putting a leaf twirl on the top, it doesn't really have any.
What if there's fruit in it? What if it's like a little leaf from a bit of a fruit or something? I don't know.
But
most
people are doing it.
I'm not sure about that.
A lot of people don't think that deep.
I don't think I've seen enough.
Have you not?
I don't think I've seen enough leafy twirls to.
We'll come back to this.
And
this time next year, I'll give you the call and you'll be like, these twirls are everywhere.
Next time I see a leafy twirl, I'll text you. I'll be like, fucking hell, I should have put them in, because I don't think that they're that offensive, mate. A leafy twirl.
I just think it doesn't show a lot of skill.
I get what you're saying.
It's just...
But it's not a skill to getting the consistency of a... Obviously, I'm not a chef, so I don't know. But for me, when I see people making them out of the moulds, like, they break all the time. So there's got to be a little bit of skill in getting the right consistency to your twirl. And
you just take them out warm.
All right, but...
That sounds really easy, me saying that, doesn't it? Because I do that on a day-to-day basis. Not on leaf twirls, because I don't use them.
Leafy twirls. I'm not offended by leafy twirls,
you know?
Mate. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, mate. I don't think I can put it in. But I don't think anyone's going to be pissed off if I do or I don't. Maybe chefs will be pissed off that I don't. That like proper chefs, shall I say? But then there might be a lot of proper chefs out there that use some really nice. I might have just annoyed them. You could have done, mate. Could have done. I don't think I've been exposed to enough leafy twirls to be pissed off about them. So unfortunately, mate, I'm going to say leafy. I quite like a leafy twirl. I can just envision it. How many times I'm going to say leafy tweel? Leafy twils, mate. I made my decision. It's not going in cellar 101.
Oh, got it.
I quite like them. I think they're quite pretty. But maybe that's me being a basic bitch and just like, you know what? I'm not seeing enough of them.
I'll call you in about a year's time.
Yeah.
And see how you
So
feel.
I'm going to count that. I'm going to do a leafy twill countdown for the next year.
Take a shot every time.
Take a shot to the leafy twills. Oh, sorry, mate. No, it's not going in.
That's all right.
Win some, you lose some. Anyway, we'll move on to the most exciting part. I know you're really excited to do this. It's time for aperitif or aperitif. Insert jingle here. So, aperitif, going to give you 3 statements. So, it'll be a word, be a statement, whatever it might be. Some loose connotations, some stronger than others.
Yeah.
And basically, you've got to try and guess whether it's aperitif, something to do with champagne, or champagne as a region, or as a wine, or champagne making, anything. Like I said, there are some tenuous links. Or is it to do with aperitif, which is what some people might think I'm saying when I say aperitif, because I'm from the north. So it could be anything to do with dentistry, anything to do with the mouth, whatever it might be. So yeah, some loose and others. Best of 3. So 3 goals.
Yeah.
Loser has to hold the teeth in the photo. Winner gets to hold the bottle of champagne. Simple as that. Big stakes, mate. So don't mess it up. Don't be angry just because I didn't put you flowery twills in cellar 101. So right, first one first. Let's go. Oh. I'm gonna go Cheville. Spelt Cheville. Cheville. Or if you're from the north, Chevel. Is it aperitif, something to do with champagne, or aperitif, something to do with dentistry or the mouth?
I'm going to go with aperitif. It's to do with champagne.
Cheville, or maybe pronounced Cheville, is a small wooden peg historically used to seal barrels in champagne production. Well done, 1-0. 1-0, Dan. Right, number 2. Let's go. Curette. Curette.
You put a lot of effort into that French there, so...
So it could be curette, could be curette, could be curette, could be curette. Dentistry, aperitif. Oh, champagne, aperitif.
I'm going to go aperitif.
He's called me bluff. A curette, apparently, is a dental instrument used to remove calculus and diseased tissue.
You put a bit too much effort into the accent.
I was trying to double bluff, didn't work. I've not got my tactics right yet. 2-0, mate. You've took the lead. I'm playing for pride now. Final one to get on the score sheet. Don't want to put an accent on or not. Let's
just
go.
Do it anyway. You might as well.
Let's go. Burs.
Burs.
Burs. B-U-R-S. B-U-R-S. Burs. Are you going to get a clean sweep? Is it aperitif or a pair of teeth?
So this could be a double bluff here, couldn't it?
Could be. Oh, my game's now. I'm not very good at poker, so don't
I'm going to go aperitif, as in it's a champagne.
Champagne. So Burs, apparently, is a small cutting tool used in dental drills.
Oh, you got me.
It's back in the game, 2-1. But best of 3, you took the lead, mate. So you get the massive honour of holding the bottle of champagne in the photo. So, no, absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast, mate. Thanks for your time. Great to hear behind the scenes at GBM and hear about your new place in Liverpool. And, massive congratulations on being on the guides. Thanks for listening to Aperitif Podcast. That's been me and Dan McGeorge from Vetch in Liverpool. Please make sure you like, share and subscribe and check in for our next episode of Aperitif. Cheers, guys.